Hello there, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, this week have been working on gathering things from the garden. I also gathered some geraniums, and I want to show you how I'm going to save my geraniums, overwinterize them, and set them up for next year, and we'll see how well that works. I'm excited about that because the geraniums were very pretty in the top of the garden over there, and I would love to not have to purchase fresh geraniums, but actually start them from a good size and get them established. I have here my geraniums that I had up in the front garden, and I really want to save them. I know that it is possible, and I've done some research and looked up what can be done to save these geraniums. So what I need to do is to get the dirt off of them, shake it off, trim down the leaves and all of the blooms and so forth, and then box them up in a box. And so I have this box here that I'm going to use to put them in, and hopefully they'll be able to fit comfortably there in the box. And then you don't tape it down because you want some kind of air circulation happening. So what I'm going to do is fold the box top, or fold the closing of the box and leave a little gap so that there's some air, and then put it in a cool, dry location. They say to check on it once a month, but that everything should dry up. The leaves will dry up, and maybe even the stems. But then around February, they say, or March, to take them out and then pot them up, give them water, and they should bounce back. So I'm going to try this out, and I'm going to just cut back these flowers and pull off the dirt and see what we get. So let me start with this one. I think I was going to do this up here on the deck, but I think I'm going to take off the dirt down in the garden and shake it out down there. So let's figure this out and make it happen. Well, what I did was I cleaned up all of the plants, took off all of the dead leaves and those that were dying and spent, and the flowers. You can see here I cut off the spent flowers, and I just started to just pack them in. I shook off as much dirt as possible, and what I'm going to do is just stick it in here into the box, put it down as far as I possibly can, and then what I'm going to do is cover it up, mark the box, and put them in a dry, cool location, and just check on them every now and then. They should dry out, but that is okay. So what they were saying was that not to seal the box, but rather just to put the folds in. I would be able to save these plants for next year, and I don't have to start all over again. And the plants will hopefully be a little bit larger because of the fact that they're not just little bitty plants, but rather they're a good size. So I have about 6 plants altogether, and that's the amount of plants that I had purchased earlier in the season. So if I have these 6 plants for next year, I think that will be fantastic. Hopefully I will have good success. So this is how they say is best to keep it, and put it in a cool, dry location, either a basement or in a garage or a dark room. Just tuck it away for next year. So that's what I'm going to do. I decided to clip down the two rooted geraniums here, root geraniums, and just to clip away all of the dead branches here, and so that it's just, the roots are just supporting those parts of the plant that are firm and alive. And I'm going to put them back into the water here, so that they can just, I'm going to put them back into the water so that the roots can plump up, and then I'm going to plant them in some of the soil that I have for them so that they can start to grow. Putting them back in the vase here, or in this container so that they can, the roots can continue to soak in the water and plump up at least for the day. And then later on, what I'm going to do is pot them up. But this way the roots can plump up a bit. The geraniums have been sitting in the water for a day and overnight, and they seem to be looking very nice and plumped, and they were near the heat and starting to green up a little bit. I'm going to be using this expandable soil in here, the expandable soil, the natural organic expandable soil alternative, to plant up these two pots. And then I'm going to plant up these two plants, and then I'm going to put the rest in that other pot over there. So I placed both of the plants in this makeshift pot that I created, and I'm going to let them grow on together, and then later on transplant them into a bigger pot, just to get them started, and so that they can get some greenery, some leaves. And I'm just going to see how this works. But it's good to get a head start with the geraniums, and I'm glad that they wintered over pretty well, and that I'll be able to have some geraniums, some good sized geraniums. Well, we'll see what happens. It's an experiment. The other thing is I have some fertilizer sticks, those Jobs fertilizer, that I can stick in here. But the reason why I wanted to use the Miracle-Gro potting soil in it at the top is because it has some fertilizer in it, and it will be able to give the roots some nutrients with that dirt, so with the soil. These are the other geranium plants that I had saved overwintered in my Coos location, and this is what they look like. I washed off the soil off the roots because I don't want to harbor any kind of insects or bugs or eggs on the roots. So I cleaned the roots off thoroughly with water, and I'm hoping that that will keep it nice and clean, and when I pot them up that they will be free from any sort of pests. But as you can see that they are starting to green up here, and at first when I looked at it I didn't notice any growth, but now I do see the growth and that it wants to come out of dormancy. And so what I'm going to do is soak the roots in water and then pot them up. I'm going to pot them all up together because they're still small, and then later on I will transplant them into individual pots. But right now I want to get them growing, and I'm just excited about this process. that it actually does work, that I can save my geraniums instead of buying new geraniums plants, that I could actually just keep what I have, and that the geraniums would be a good investment, and hopefully they'll grow nice and large and be a good size, and then each year I can just keep on saving them. For more videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye.